Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Are we living in a toxic nation? Well, welcome to Accelerated Health with Sara Banta, where I cut through the noise and fast track your journey to better health. I'm your host, Sara Banta, CEO and founder of Accelerated Health Products and certified by the National Association of Nutritional Professionals. I'm here to share the latest on supplements, wellness hacks, and natural health solutions that actually work, from boosting energy to detoxing to balancing hormones and everything in between. And I will help you reach your optimal health. So let's dive in. I am reviewing the new documentary Toxic Nation by MAHA Films. So it's been created by Jeff Hayes and supported by RFK Jr.'s Make America Healthy Again initiative. And it's not your typical healthcare piece. It's a loving, honest wake-up call. It's all the things I've been speaking about. It's all the things my guests have been speaking about. It's truly the truth bomb for anyone who's ever felt like their energy's been hijacked, their metabolism won't cooperate, their brain fog won't lift, your friends' diseases are accelerating. We've got more gut issues, more mental health issues, more weight gain and unexplained symptom issues than ever before. We are truly facing a full-blown health crisis. And even in our children, do you realize that fatty liver disease was once just for alcoholics and now 25% of our children have it? Over 45% of adults have it? Something's going on, guys. And it's not all your fault. It's not a lack of willpower. Our parents didn't have more willpower than us. Well, Toxic Nation pulls back the curtain on exactly why we're all feeling worse and what you can actually do about it. So the big picture of the film, produced by Jeff Hayes under the MAHA banner. This is the first of a 4-part series exploring why America, once the healthiest nation, the most wealthy nation, is now seeing over 50% of the population living with chronic disease. 1 in 3 children have a chronic disease now that's going to last their lifetime. ADHD, asthma. This is a big issue. Insulin resistance. So that's the tone of this project. The documentary explores 4 main threats, and I've talked about them. Ultra-processed food, people, ultra-processed food, food that comes in a package, even a organic protein bar is processed. That is not real food. Industrial seed oils. I'm not talking about the seed oils that our ancestors ate in a normal amount. I'm talking about the highly processed seed oils that are petroleum based and just compacted in those processed foods. And then we've got glyphosate, not legal in Europe. There's a reason. I actually saw a commercial for it on the TV the other day, and I'm thinking, ooh, they feel the pressure coming on. They need to ad for it, right? And then fluoride. If you've been following me, you know I love talking about fluoride. It has studies about it dumbing down our kids, lowering IQ. In a world where the soils are depleted of iodine, those two compete. So we don't have enough iodine in our body. Here comes fluoride, looks like iodine, fills all those receptor sites in our brain, our thyroid, our body. Sluggish metabolism, sluggish brain fog, depression, anxiety. Yeah, we've got the social media and we're gaming late at night, not sleeping. That's all going to affect your mood too. But let's start with the basics. Your brain needs iodine. And that fluoride is calcifying your brain and your body. And fluoride's in our water. We got to drink water. So what do we do about it? So what experts were in the documentary? Dr. Daniel Pompa. I don't love everything he talks about, but he is one of the OGs that I followed before I knew anything about health. He's been a long time leader in cellular detox. And I love my detoxing cells at the cellular level. He connects the dots between our everyday food choices and chronic diseases exploding across the US. He explains how ultra-processed foods and the oxidized omega-6 seed oils, that's the key word, oxidized. We need omega-6s, we need omega-3s in the right ratio, like we got when we were eating only real food. Not now, in all the processed foods, that makes that omega-6 so much bigger in our diet than the omega-3s. And that sets the stage for everything from autoimmune to hormonal chaos. How's your testosterone level? How's your libido? How are your man boobs? How's that unexplained weight gain? Could be your hormones. It's not calories in, calories out. He also talks about the silent exposures most doctors never mention, like the fluoride, the plastics in our everyday diet, not just the food, but the air. A new study just came out where birds were finding microplastics in birds, meaning it's in the air we breathe. And then these EMFs from our phones, our computers, our laptops, our iPads, our devices. What device are you holding on to right now? It rattles our brain, screws up our DNA, causes cancer. And the medical community is ignoring these root causes, right? Then you've got Dr. Kate Shanahan. Love her. She's a metabolic expert, an author of Deep Nutrition. She zeroes in on the seed oils. She compares one French fry to a pack of cigarettes. The heart-healthy fats we were told to trust. I'll never forget my dad swapping out the butter for the margarine when I was growing up. Yuck. She calls out the biochemical havoc they cause, especially when they become part of your cell membranes. I talk a lot about the cell membrane, made up of iodine and fat. Iodolipid. It has an iodolipid value. Okay, so I mentioned the fluoride. We are deficient in iodine, so we have no iodine to make those cell membranes flexible to get the toxins out and the nutrients in. But then we don't have the healthy fats, and we have these seed oils making those membranes even more rigid. So a lack of iodine and seed oils, a 1-2 punch, bad combination, people. Not good. She explains how these fragile oils like canola oil, soybean, corn, and safflower oil disrupt the mitochondrial function. That mitochondria is inside the cells. That is your cellular energy. Mitochondria is the brain of the cell. It stalls fat burning. Well, why? Because when you can't get the toxins out of the cells, these cells are your fat cells. These fat cells are going to stay in your body until your body feels safe and says, you know what, I'm in a good place. I can detox and I can release these seed oils and these toxins out of my body. But you can't get the nutrients in if they're overstuffed with junk. Then at the cellular level, you become insulin resistant. The insulin comes to the cell and starts knocking and says, I've got some glucose to give you. The cell says, nope, I'm stuffed. I can't take anymore. So it stalls the fat burning, makes you age faster, causes the wrinkle, the hair fall out, the thyroid to slow down, brain fog, cognitive decline, Alzheimer's, dementia, gut issues. Yes, gut issues. Are you bloated? Are you constipated? Everything just doesn't feel right? It's not calories. Because you take the oil from an avocado or olive oil and you take the oil from a seed oil, same calories, right? But your body treats it differently. Then you've got Del Bigtree. He speaks to the fact that we can't trust the people that we're supposed to trust. The FDA, the EPA. They've been captured by the industries and they're supposed to be regulating everything, and they're leaving us vulnerable. They're giving us misinformation and manipulation. He reminds us that the real health does not come from pharmaceutical fixes. Got to follow the money. Drug companies can't make money unless they sell drugs. Unless they keep you sick longer. That's how they make money, right? Then you've got the food babe, Vani Hari. She has made her mission to call out big food. And in this film, she reminds us how marketing has replaced nourishment. So she exposes how the products filling our pantries are often banned in Europe, loaded with artificial dyes, hormone disrupting additives, and ingredients that make us hungrier, not healthier. Have you ever wondered why you eat and then you get more hungry? Try doing that with a steak and a potato with no salt or butter on it. You're not going to overeat. But a jar or a can of Pringles or a bag of potato chips, you'll have no problem. There's a reason. I've got some family members traveling in Europe, and they're like, I can't believe how good I feel eating the same food that I really don't even eat, like gluten, at home in the US. It's because of what we do to our food here. It's not the same. Then you've got Callie and Casey Means. They are big minds and big names. They've been all over the podcast circuit, and they are siblings. They break down the metabolic destruction caused by the modern diets, especially the seed oils and the processed foods. They describe the massive disconnect between what our cells need and what we are being sold as healthy. Do you know how many of you come to me say, Sarah, I'm eating a healthy diet. I have brain fog. My hormones are out of whack. My thyroid is in the tank. Thyroid being misdiagnosed more than ever. Actually reported on that this week, where the reported amount of people that have hypothyroidism is much less than the actual number, because doctors are not testing the full thyroid panel. What is your free T3? What is your reverse T3? That will tell you the truth. And they also highlight the link between food, inflammation, mental health, how our diet is causing anxiety, depression, and cognitive decline. So the 5 core lessons, we're living in a toxic soup. It's not just one of these things, right? It's pesticides in our produce, microplastics in our air and our water, the fluoride. It's all cumulative. And you would say that it's going slowly, but it's going really fast now because there's so much. The worst part, the agencies meant to protect us are not doing their job. The seed oils are not food. Let me state this clearly. Canola, soybean, corn, safflower oils do not belong in the human diet. They are unstable, petroleum-derived oils that oxidize easily, meaning inflammation, aging, turning rancid under heat, and producing toxic byproducts. Jeff Hayes calls these seed oils the forbidden fruit of modern nutrition for good reason. They sneak into everything. Like I said, I was trying to find a protein bar. You can't. I tried one. I was bloated the next hour. And it was the clean one. And once inside our bodies, they disrupt your hormones, your metabolism, and even your brain. It's not the calories in, calories out. You can't go exercise those toxins out. Fluoride? Right. Maybe they can reduce cavities. I don't believe they can, but we'll put that aside, okay? The story doesn't end there. The fluoride in most U.S. water systems isn't pharmaceutical grade. It's often contaminated with arsenic and heavy metals. And there's another report in the news about arsenic in our tap water causing birth defects in our pregnant women. That's just a side point. It competes with iodine, blocking your thyroid. You cannot have thyroid hormones, T4 and T3, which stands for tyrosine and 3 and 4 molecules of iodine, without iodine. Iodine is no longer in our soils. Like all the minerals, our soils are depleted. But then you bring in the fluoride. This is called halogen displacement. If what's needed is not there, its little buddy that looks just like it is going to fill those receptor sites, fluoride, bromide, and chlorine. They look just like iodine. So the new studies, even from the government, show a correlation with lower IQ in children. Well, do you think it's really just children? It's all of us. We're never told the truth. and it's time you demand better. In the news today, Florida is passing their law to get fluoride out of their water, just like Utah, and more states are coming online. The ultra-processed foods, they're killing us. In the 1950s, just 6% of Americans had chronic illness. Today, over 50%. And a huge part of that is the shift in our food. The ultra-processed foods have no protein, stripped of the nutrients, no fiber, filled with extra sugar, additives, synthetic chemicals. There's the sugar diet out there. There's carbs. People said, okay, be on a low carb diet. Well, what is that? That's an elimination diet. And typically, if you cut the carbs, you're cutting the ultra processed foods. And that's why people were getting results. But if you ate real carbs, are you going to have a problem? If you ate real fruit with the fiber and the nutrients packaged with the natural sugars, not a problem. I love my fruit. Enjoying watermelon, papaya, apples, love them, cherries. But when you take ultra-processed foods that pack in the high fructose corn syrup and the fat and the stripped down sodium full of microplastics and the additives and synthetic chemicals that the body doesn't even recognize as food and needs to stuff into its fat cells because, oh my gosh, if we leave it in the bloodstream, we're going to die. We got to get it out of the blood. Backs up the liver. The liver can't do its job because the liver is trying to process all of those toxins and the radiation from our cell phones and the fluoride in our water and probably the medication you're on. Every medication is seen by the body as a poison. All of these things, our bodies are like, I give up. And these foods are engineered to be addictive. They have ingredients that hit the gut that don't even taste sweet on your tongue. And they hit the gut saying, oh, that's a sweet food. I want more. Tells the brain, I want more. Right? Protein tells your brain, oh, I'm getting my nutrients. I don't need to eat any more food. That's not in the processed food. So the film shows how these foods wreck your mitochondria, alter your mood, and promote disease. So you have power. Number one, aside from politics, we are at least on the right path. Speak up. Vote with your dollar, right? These companies are going to have to change if they're not making money off of us, if we're not buying their products. Choose organic. Focus and prioritize wild animal protein. I say it all the time. There's ranches around the country that provide good, clean, wild meat, bison, venison, even organic grass-fed beef, lamb, wild fish, and that should be the basis of your food group. It's easy on the liver, gives your brain, your body, all the things what you need. And try to eat organic and whole, minimally processed foods. Eliminate the seed oils. Use grass-fed butter, ghee, tallow, olive oil. Filter your water. Fluoride is very difficult to filter, right? It is a very small particle, so most filters don't grab it. So you need to be very specific with what filter you're going to get. You got to detox every day. That's why I promote detox, liver detox, taking certain supplements on a daily basis to get that liver functioning, the bile to help grab up those toxins. And you can check out all of my cleanses to help do that on a daily basis. And question authority. Health should not be political. Who wants us to die? We all should want us to live, right? So this film confirms everything I've been saying for years. We cannot outsource our health anymore. We have to wake up. We have to vote with our dollars. We have to make sure that we're not just eating the right foods, but the water and the air we're breathing. It's all the things. So this film is not about fear. It's about waking you up. And I know all of this can be very overwhelming. Take one thing at a time, right? It's that one thing. So hopefully you get to watch this, and hopefully you start listening to some things that I've been mentioning and my guests. And I really appreciate you tuning in today to Accelerated Health with Sara Banta. So I hope you got some inspiration. Head to SaraBantaHealth.com for more health articles on these topics. Join my free group coaching on Telegram. The link is on the website. You can shop on my website as well for some detox cleanses or just a couple supplements to get things going. The number one I would start with is iodine, Acceleradine iodine. And you can do the accelerated liver care and accelerated detox powder to help with that liver and detox just as a baby step. You can use coupon code podcast10 on your first order. And please share this with your friends and your family. People need to wake up. By doing so also, it will help this podcast reach more people like you. You can find me on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, E360, Amazon, iHeartRadio, and over 100 different platforms. And remember, I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So join me next time for more ways to unlock your health potential.